under this blue, let's have it right. Up the Chels, up the Middles FC, let's have it right, Middles FC. You got the minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the minerals, TT.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.
So have it right, up the Chels, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you in here. It's been a little while, let's have it right. But we're back on. First and foremost, guys, you know what to do. Every single one of you that's in here, smash the pieces, the like button. Let's get the likes up. Let's get it popping out there and all that jazz. If you ain't subscribed to the Minerals FC. We're on the road to 5K. Let's have it right. All because of you lot. We're going to 5K. So big things happening, and it's all gravy, mate. Also, hit the notifications button, and we got the Minerals FC membership pinned at the top of the live chat and also the description below. Obviously, special shout out to Mitchie's 3 months, my member. That was the announcement. I got a notification. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, let's have it right. So big up to Mitchie. Big up to all my members. Big up to all you guys subscribing, all you guys watching the Minerals FC and supporting the channel. Let's have it right, guys. It's been a little while. I think it's been a week. It's been a week and no minerals. And I'll be real, I've been inundated with work and it's just been non-stop and I just haven't had the time. Literally haven't had the time. So apologies for the lack of content that is coming your way. Yeah. Like I say, smash that like button. Let's get it back up and running. We got England playing tomorrow. And I'm very much looking forward to that game for obvious reasons, you know what I'm saying? But let's start off. I'm going to run through the comments and we're going to dive into it. It's going to be a great show, guys. There's a lot to talk about. I'm going to delve in and give you all my thoughts and opinions on everything that's been going on over the last week. I'm going to land the minerals as I always do. And let's drink all the wrong uns tears, all the haters' tears, and we'll get into it. There's a lot of tears to drink, I'll tell you that. But let me run through you guys very, very quickly, and we're going to go straight into it. I can see Bobby's in here. Big up Minerals FC. Big up Kai Havertz. Bless up the chat. Give our players trust and support, and we will see them deliver. Big up to you, Bobby. Lovely to see you in here. We got Mixters in here. Mixter Minerals Medina. Let's have it right. We can't sell MM19's not going anywhere, guys. MM19's not going anywhere. Big up H Talks. Chelsea, let's have it right. You know the deal. Big up to Mitchie boy, my geezer. We got Elias in here. Messi is the GOAT, he says. Messi is the GOAT. Well, listen, I watched the game. and Messi run the show. But let's have it right. They're playing Australia. Yeah, Australia's shocking team, bruv. How they even got a goal, and they almost nicked a 2-2 in the last minute. You know, great save by Martinez, but you know, you expect Argentina to go through irrespective, and they did. But let's see what happens against Holland. Because Holland landed the minerals today. You know, they absolutely mudded the soccer merchants. They're all in the mud, every single one of them. And we're here for it. We are here for the Soccer FC in the mud. But yeah, I mean, Messi's unbelievable. Listen, what I don't like, is that the PR, the prop for Messi to win the World Cup is relentless, bruv. It's absolutely relentless. And let's have it right, yeah? These are English pundits pushing for Messi to win the World Cup. We should have that same energy for the Minerals man, for Harry Kane, for Declan Rice, for all the English players. It should be more, yeah? It's too much on this Messi, bruv, yeah? If he doesn't win a World Cup, he's still a GOAT. He's still a great player, yeah? It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But anyway, let me run through, guys. Let me run through. I'm losing my way, people. Yeah, I'm losing my way. Big up to all you guys in here. It's lovely to see you all in here. Mitchie's right. You can drink all the wrongers' tears in it. We do. Soccer merchants, Soccer FC merchants. We're drinking your tears right now. Big up to you. It's football. Let's have it right. It is football. Francis in here. Latest is greatness, boy. Let's have it right. As you can see, the Minerals FC membership, guys, come and join and be a member, guys. Come and be a member. Mickey Dryboy, like and subscribe, you lovely people. Big up to you. Big up Top Bins in here. My geezer Top Bins. Lovely to see you in here. Evening, Johnny. I'll be needing an extra large mug to fit all of Lukaku's tears in. Up the Chels, up the Minerals FC. Let's have it right. He's in the fucking cement. He's in the mud. He's in the lot. Lukaku, you absolute fraud, cement booted rat. Where you belong. You missed 4 absolute sitters. And you know what? We're here to drink his tears. He gets what he deserves. He's over. He's finished. Do not bring him anywhere near the bridge. We don't want him anywhere near Stamford Bridge. Yeah? He can stay at that shithole in Milan and stay there where he belongs, mate. We don't want him now. I don't even think they want him. I don't think anyone wants him. Do you know what I mean? But let's have it right. As Top Bin says, let's all get our stomachs pumped. Yeah, in A&E, as Top Bins did say once upon a time, all right? Because of all the tears we're drinking, all the tears that we are drinking of all the fucking frauds. So it right. All right, let's move on, guys. Big up Chelsea till I die. Fat is in here as well. Big up my geezer. Yes, let's have it right. Mud in the fat, Kevin De Milner and cement booted fraud. Yes, run it back. Listen. Kevin De Milner, bruv. It's Kevin De Milner. Oh, we can't call him that. We can't call him that. The generational fucking player. We can't call him Kevin De Milner. Yes, we fucking well can. We just did, and we always will. He's a bottle job when it comes to the big stage, Champions League final, yeah, semi-finals, bottle job, World Cup, bottle job, mudded his entire squad at the World Cup saying we're too old, we're not going to win it. And do you know what happened? They benched Eden Hazard, fucking more of a goat than he'll ever be, bruv. Yeah, let's have it. Criminal for dropping the goat Eden Hazard in a World Cup. You're nuts. You're nuts. Listen to that absolute joke. Calling him Kevin De Milner is an insult to Milner. It actually is an insult to Milner. Yeah? It's an insult. But we're here for it because he's a dipper and we don't give a shit. So we're going to land it all day long. That is what we do. That's what we say. And we land the minerals everywhere we go. Let's have it right. So I'll keep losing these comments, mate. Right, let's run it back. Guys. Big up Leo in here, my geezer. Minerals, you know the deal. CFC Blues 12. Let's have it right. Mo says, do you feel sorry for Lukaku, Johnny? I'm worried for the guy. No, I'm not. I don't feel sorry for him whatsoever. He made his bed. He can lie in it and root in all the shit and cement that he's lying in. He deserves it. You know, if he showed respect to our football club and wanted to be here and actually, you know, lose weight, you know, get the same diet plan that he had on the fridge every day, every morning, day and night, that Conte made for him, that set him up a beautiful menu. If he followed that, come to Chelsea, that all went out the window. I've got no sympathy for him. You know, he's a professional footballer in his prime, and he messed it up for himself. And at the end of the day, you missed 4 sitters, not 1, not 2, not 3, 4. 4 sitters he missed. Shocker. And the only goal he scores was smashing the dugout. That was the winner for him. He made that happen. He done that perfect. Delightful. But he couldn't put the ball in the net. And that's what counts. And he's a Serie A merchant. We know that. We got, you know, it's a pensioners league. Look at what's his name? Is it Martinez? Is it Martinez? The one he's long lost love. Lukaku's long lost love for Argentina. Look at him, bruv. Robbed Messi of assists today. Robbed him. Broad daylight. Everyone could see it. Shocking. Everyone wanted him at Chelsea. Get out of here, bruv. We don't want these Serie A merchants. They're not good enough. Coming to Premier League, different ball game, different intensity, different pace, different levels, mate. Yeah, Serie A, slow tempo, take it easy. Yeah, I've got no pressure on the ball. I can take a couple of touches. My first touch doesn't get exposed. You know, Leao looks a lovely player. Serie A, bruv. Let's see what he's going to do in the World Cup at Portugal. He looks all right. And I like the player. I like the strength of the player. And we're linked to this player. But you have to be wary, guys. We have to be wary about signing players like this for big money because we don't know. There's still potential. They're not the finished article. So you're paying top money for players that are very young, that have done it in another league, but ain't done it in the Premier League. So we have to see. It's a bit of a gamble either way. Big up Francis, up the Chels, up the Minerals FC. Let's have it right. You know the deal, Geezer. Big up Danny. Lovely to see you in there, Geezer. Cursor's in here. Big up to you. Been waiting for this stream. Lukaku needs to come off of the Chelsea payroll. That guy was atrocious in that last Belgium game. We know that. He was a shocking. He was disgraceful, mate. Absolute disgrace. The GOAT Messi could never be Timo, Ronaldo, Romelu Lukaldo. Big up to you, Geezer. That did make me chuckle a little bit. Chelsea Blue and Blue, big up, Johnny. Lovely to see you. Yahtzee Knights in here. Ryan Prog, up the Minerals, up Mount. Big up to you. For what? I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, we move. But Bazyan, yes, big up to you, up the Chels, the only elite team in London. Cement booted rat in the mud. Big up to you, Geezer. Sean Newland's in here. Big up to you, Geezer. We got Bartek, cement booted rat, cost Belgium the R16. Yeah, he did. Big up Bobby in here, my geezer. Big up the Minerals FC. Smash the like button, guys. Guys, there's 83 people in here. Smash the like button. Every single one of you, smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. Adam's in here. Big up to you, Lukaku. You ain't said it. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, geezer. Absolute fraud he is. Yeah, I don't know. Technical issues. People trying to hack my stream, bruv. People are trying to, brown envelopes are in it. All the haters are trying to hack it. But I'm still here. I'm still landing it. Come on. Yeah, it was. The Martinez miss was a joke, guys. It was a joke. Absolute robbery of Messi, mate. All right. So let's run into it, guys. We've got a lot to talk about. Am I all good now? Am I all good? Because I don't know what's going on. I'm in and out. It's a black screen, and then I'm back on. Is it all good now, guys? Let me know in the chat. While you do that, like and subscribe and all that jazz. But yeah, looks like it's all back to normal. So we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss, and we're going to big up to you, Francis. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, Simon Johnson and Matt Law intercepting the stream, but let's have it right. Let's have it right. Matt Law seems to be landing some sort of minerals these days when he's talking on Mason Mount. I'm a bit shocked by it, to be honest. First, it was the angry eyes, and then he's moved on to, speaking the truth. Can you believe it? A Matt Fraud Law speaking the truth when it comes to Minerals Mount instead of the agenda and forcing the agenda. So we'll delve into that a little bit. Right. So what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about some transfer rumors, which I don't really trust too much of it. I take it with a pinch of salt, but we'll mention it and I'll give you my thoughts on that. We're going to talk about the Minerals Mount contract from where I left off my last stream, which was about a week ago, but it's all happening. We're going to talk a bit about the World Cup, maybe talk a bit about England. We'll talk about Declan Rice. We've got all sorts to go through, really. And I'm going to start off. What shall I start off with? I'm thinking. Big up to Matthew in here. Thanks, Soup Minerals. Big up, Johnny. We got Christopher and Nkunku on the pre-agreement now. We really need is Declan Rice, Joshua Gvardiol, Rafael from AC Milan up to Chels. Big up to you. Right, so down to the Soup Minerals landed by Matthew Harris. We're going to delve straight into it. We're going to talk about Christopher Nkunku. So Christopher Nkunku, we've been given a pre-contract agreement as a here we go from the Kingpin brown envelope for Fabrizio Romano. Now, the geezer's injured. He's missed the World Cup because of his injury. I'm not sure if it's even a ligament or whatever it is, but the geezer's injured. And we've got a pre-agreement and a medical's done, apparently. So let's remind everyone, when we did when we were talking about the Koundé deal, we had pigeons flying our contract agreement to be flown out there to Koundé to sign, and it was all set up, and that all went to pot, as we know. He went to Barcelona, and that's a great result, really. But we were never in for the player. Now, when it comes to Nkunku, we know we had interest when we had Tuchel, and that we were trying to push him, but the fee was too high. So we've gone for a patient game, and we've waited. And now we're getting him for around 60 million euros. That's the buyout clause or something like that. Yeah. But it's a here we go already. Once he signs that contract. And it's for the summer. It's for the summer. So he's not going to come in January. It's not going to be Minerals landing straight away. It's going to be next summer. And that's something to look forward to. I do rate the kid. I think he's got immense talent. I think he's got minerals. But he plays in the Bundesliga. And I'm always skeptical about signing players from Bundesliga. He gets a lot more time. He's not playing against low blocks. And this is the problem. My thing is at Chelsea is the main area to focus on is the midfield. That is the priority. And right now, we're hearing rumours about midfield personnel and interest, but the concrete here we goes are for fucking attackers. And Nkunku's one of them. This is the problem I have at the minute. It's great buying talent, right? But the balance of the team needs to be addressed. And if there's no balance right now, for example, I've seen a lot of nonsense on the timeline. Oh, we've signed Nkunku, but who's going to create for him? Where are we going to create for Nkunku? Right? But it's not the creation side. It's the balance that affects your creation, that affects your creative players. But these people that don't know ball don't understand that. And this is the problem I have with this pushed out narrative of we lack creativity. When you've got the right personnel, the right profile players in the middle of the park with all different types of minerals, all different attributes that complement each other, right? Like we've had in the past, that's where you build a backbone, a core, a balance to enable you and enable your flared creative players to do their thing. And right now, we've got creative players having to do defensive work, having to think too much and not just about their role. And that's where the problem lies. And it affects your creativity as a whole, as a team, because of the balance. And this is the correct narrative to put out, all right? Because they'll finger point and go, oh no, with Mason Mount, we've got no creativity. That's their fucking agenda. But put anyone in there. Put any creative player. And with that midfield, you're still going to have the same issues. And this is the problem. That is the problem. Not your creative players, not your current attacking players. We've had 3 different managers, and every single time we've had these managers, what does the fan base say? Oh, our attackers are shit. Change the attackers. Get this attacker. Get rid of this attacker. Yeah? Same narrative. But you keep the same midfield. So if you keep the same midfield, you got the same issues. And it doesn't matter who you got in your front line. You could have Mbappe, Neymar, and Minerals Mount, and you're still going to struggle. Because the midfield is what is so important to the team to allow these players to have a freedom. And they don't have freedom. No one in our attacking forward line has freedom. Mason Mount, for example, played in the front line, right or left. Where was his freedom to just attack? No, you had to dig out, mate. You had to get stuck in. You had Kai Havertz getting stuck in. You got these attacking players having to do defensive work rate because of the dysfunctionality in the midfield. The midfield is where you have to compensate because you ain't got the right players. And these players are older and they keep getting injured. So until we address this situation, it doesn't matter who you sign up front. The problems will always be there. And this is what leads me on to Declan Rice. Declan Rice is now, his price tag has dropped to 70 million. I've heard everyone go, oh no, there's no problem with the player now. I never had an issue with the player. It was the price tag. It was always the price tag, which is a load of bollocks because there's a lot of people that do not rate him. But now that's their backtrack because they know we're going to sign him. They know that Chelsea are going to go in and get Declan Rice. And for me, it's a given. It's an absolute must signing. We have to go and get this player. And he wants to come to Chelsea. Now, the thing is, his price tag would have been 100, 120. I would pay it because to me, it's worth more for my team and my balance than just the money. The money you pay what you believe something's worth, what it's worth to you. It doesn't matter. And for me, price tag, I couldn't give a toss. It's not my money. It's not coming out of my pocket. So therefore, I don't care. Just get me the right players in. So let's talk about Declan Rice. Declan Rice at 70 million. 70 million is an absolute steal. 80 million is an absolute steal. This player is the exact profile what we need in our midfield. And he's the start of that. He's the start of it. He's the start of the rebuild, the start of moving on away from Jorginho and potentially Kante, maybe even Kovacic. But it's the start of the new process, the new transition of the way we want to play, the core and the balance in the midfield that's going to allow us to challenge for the Premier League titles, Champions Leagues, all the cup competitions, and go right up there against City, toe to toe. So Declan Rice, absolute must. There's also talk about Bellingham. Now, I like Bellingham. I think Bellingham is a baller. Yeah, I think he's a quality player. And he's doing very well for England. He's got his first England goal. He's doing very, very well. He's still very, very young. But the problem I have, if we went and bought Bellingham and Rice, and we have Minerals Mount in there, I'm all for it. I think it's a fantastic midfield. But for me, if I'm talking balance, if I'm talking, this is the thing. If you're going to get rid of Kovacic, Kante, and Jorginho, then I can understand going in for Bellingham as well, getting Rice and Bellingham, right? But for me, the player that you need in there, a player that I think gives us more balance in the midfield, would be a Frenkie de Jong. And we all saw Frenkie de Jong today. Very intelligent player, off the ball, fantastic. The way he was in the midfield and he would drop in, he'd almost become like just in front of the centre backs, protect them in the transitional stages. He's very quick. He gets forward quickly. He's got a lovely pass. He's got great vision. I want someone like that with a Declan Rice and a Mason Mount or a Bellingham. And I think that's the minerals there. That for me, that midfield, complete. That challenges for everything. I think with Bellingham, Rice, and Mason Mount, I think we lack a Frenkie de Jong type player. You know, we lack that type of tenacity, deep line. And I think he's that player because Declan Rice ain't that player. Bellingham's more of a box to box. Minerals Mount's an 8-10. So we have to, I would strongly push for Frenkie de Jong. If you can go out and get him, that's the player I'm looking at. That's the complete midfield for me. Right now, if you look at their careers and where they are right now, I think Frenkie de Jong, get him out of Barcelona and bring him to Chelsea. That for me, I'd pay all the money, 80, 90 million, and get him in. I'd go and pay 70 million for Declan Rice. Personally, do I think Chelsea are going to sign Bellingham? I don't think we will. I think Bellingham will go to Manchester City. I think Pep Guardiola will go out and spend the money on Bellingham and he'll go and get him. And I think if we don't get Champions League football, I think it will affect us with a Frenkie de Jong and it will affect us with a Bellingham, unless the money's right for Frenkie de Jong. But this is the thing. Declan Rice will come to Chelsea even if we don't get Champions League. You have to respect him for that because he's thinking of the long haul. He's thinking of the future, just not the now. He's got plenty of years ahead of him to play Champions League. It's not like he's had a taste of Champions League and he's played it for seasons upon seasons. He hasn't. So he'll be coming into Chelsea because that's his boyhood club. He loves the club. He wants to play with Minerals Mount, his best mate. He wants to be part of Chelsea. He wants to have a long career at Chelsea. You buy longevity with Declan Rice. And I like that. I want players that want to come to our club, not just for the money. Whereas Bellingham, I think he's in a strong position where he might get Real Madrid coming in, forget Barcelona not coming in, a Manchester City, a Liverpool might spend the money. You know, he's a Liverpool fan. So I think Bellingham's a bit far-fetched. We might put down the money. I'm not disputing that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you sign the player. And I like Bellingham. I'd love him. But if I had the option to spend big, I'll go Frenkie de Jong and Declan Rice. That's my midfield with Mason Mount. That's the minerals for me. No one can change my mind on that. I strongly believe that is the midfield. So that's what I'm going to talk about on Declan Rice. Declan Rice, I'm going to speak on what he said about Mason Mount. I'm going to delve into that. I've got a little clip of that and we're going to play that and we're going to talk about that. But let's talk about Gvardiol, because Gvardiol for me is the complete package. And when I mean complete, young, technically fantastic, strong, built for the league, progressive. I think he's got the most progression balls or most forward passing plays in the Bundesliga. He's immense for Croatia. You saw him in the last game, last ditch tackles. I mean, man of match geezer, man. Like proper baller. And he's already spoken. We've got our Croatian man who signed on the transfer ban, Mr. Kovacic, doing his work to get him to come to Chelsea. And I really want this player at Chelsea. This player is like I put with Declan Rice. These two players are an absolute must. And this guy has got the highest potential to perform at the highest level. And he's a proper Rudiger replacement. He's beyond Rudiger for me. I think he will absolutely overtake Rudiger. But for me, you got to pay the money. And it seems like he knows his agent's talking to Chelsea. So I'm all for that. Guys, we need to keep an eye on that one. But like I say, until the deal's signed and we got it announced on Chelsea Twitter, I'm very sceptical. I don't want to buy into all the brown envelope talk. But, you know, I'm just giving you my thoughts on players that I would like at Chelsea and who I've watched. And it's not just because of the World Cup. I've always wanted this Gvardiol player. I thought we were going to try and sign him, but the money, they didn't want to sell him, and it was 80 million. And I think if you listen to Fraud Law, he came out and he said Chelsea, or was it Fabrizio, said that Chelsea can do a similar deal like they did to Nkunku. Now, the player, there's a couple players that fit that narrative. That's Leao and Gvardiol. Those are the two that fit that narrative for me. I think more so Gvardiol, because I think Gvardiol, we were really strongly linked with him. We put in a serious bid for him and they wouldn't let him go. So I think we are in negotiations with him now. And we have to sign that player. It's as simple as that, bruv. Simple as that. We've got to sign him. We're going to lose Thiago Silva, one of the greatest ever centre-backs to play for Chelsea or play to grace the game. So we have to look to the future. And I think Gvardiol, Koulibaly, Fofana, Trev, wonderful stuff. You know what I mean? That's minerals there. And we need to build upon that. And I think Gvardiol takes you, he's a sort of signing that excites me. You know, I look to him and I go, yeah, I feel confident at the back. I know he hasn't played Premier League football. I know he's come from Bundesliga, but you can just tell when a player is just a baller at such a young age. And he can learn off Thiago Silva for hopefully another season. Thiago signs one more year and we've got him, you know. So hopefully we're drinking the minerals there and Gvardiol signs with Declan Rice. And Nkunku, we know about Nkunku. I think he's a future. He's one that can play all across the front line. He's a goal scorer. He's got pace. He's got trickery. He fits the profile for me. But clear of these Aubameyangs and Lukaku type players, he's someone that can play with a player as a second striker, so potentially Kai Havertz. You can have 10s behind him. You can have your couple of wingers on the side. This is great versatility. I like all that, and I'm intrigued to see what he's going to bring at Chelsea. But I'm very sceptical. I'm just worried from all our past signings. Are we going to get this whole Timo Werner, Lukaku, Aubameyang syndrome happening again at Chelsea? Because we go out and just buy talent that we see from other leagues, but it doesn't necessarily mean that their talent translates to the Premier League, because the Premier League's a different animal. And we know that, and our recent signings have proved that. But Nkunku is technical. He's got pace. Pace kills. You need players with pace. Right. Timo Werner, when we added him in the side, a lot of teams just feared him because of his pace. You know, he can outdo you on a sprint. And I think Nkunku does that. Right now in our current front line, we don't have players like that. You know, Ziyech, no. Pulisic, no. Adoy we did have, but he's not here. Kai's got pace, but not blistering pace like Nkunku or Leao. Aubameyang ain't got it. Lukaku didn't have it. So you can see the type of player that we're looking at. Look at Arsenal. They got Saka and they got Martinelli. Both got pace, both direct. And I think you need players of that ilk who've got technical ability, pace, and the ability to take on a man and be direct. Yeah. And be confident. And the only reason I like Leao more so in the sense for a winger out of everyone in Europe, what I like about him is his build and he's got strength. And that's very important. You know, he looks like a Sane on steroids, bruv. You know, he looks like a real warrior. You know, he looks like he's got minerals. And I like that player. And I'm sure Reece James will have a little chat with him on the phone and get him to come in. Everyone saw Reece James say, you know, Vinicius Junior and Leao, hardest players I played against, yeah, but he pocketed them both. Let's have it right. So we can take a pinch of salt from that and think maybe there's something there that we can focus on, yeah. So definitely I'm going to say that. Big up to Mitchy if you suit me. Chelsea reinforcing dugout in case Lukaku comes back. Yeah. Oh, mate, you're going to need it made out of bulletproof steel, mate. Yeah. So that if he does hit it, he's breaking every bone that he hits it with. That's the narrative for me. So yeah. So this is what I'm talking about. So when we talk about transfers, guys, these are the positives that I'm going to take from it. I'm going to see how it goes, but I'm looking forward to these types of players. I like the sound of these players. We've also been linked to that McAllister, who I thought was Scottish, bruv, but he's Argentinian. And this is a clever one, yeah. This is I never knew this. I found out the other day. McAllister's old man played with Maradona. McAllister's playing with Messi. It's a lovely story. It's a nice touch. But let's have it right. He's the Gaffer's signing. Gaffer's signed him at Brighton. He's got great talent ID. He knows what to look for in a player. So let's build upon what Potter wants because he's got the blueprint. We know he's got a lovely style of play. So let's build towards that and give him time, but give him the players he wants. For the life of me, I don't understand why we don't go and buy Billy Gilmore in January. If it was me, I would go out, pay your 15 million, 20 million, whatever, so they make a profit and buy Billy Esther Goatmore and bring him back to Chelsea under Potter because he went to Brighton because of Graham Potter. And let's have it right. The brown envelopes are propping. The narrative is there are a number of Spanish clubs after Billy Gilmore because they think he fits their profile and the way they want to play. Let's have it right. I told everyone about Billy Esther Goatmore. He's got the minerals. He's a baller. He's an absolute baller. And the fact that we let him go for 9 million is fucking criminal. All right. But we need to bring him back. Let's bring him back, guys. That's a great January transfer window, bringing Billy Esther Goatmore back. And let's have it right. He can be the successor of Jorginho, so to speak. He could be that Frankie de Jong type player that we so crave. He was always that player for me. But where is the talk of us bringing him back? Why does Potter not want him? Because he clearly wanted him at Brighton. Bring him back to Chelsea. You know? This is one to keep an eye out for. But I would strongly push that. I would strongly push that deal. So let's see what happens with that anyway. So the other player, like I say, Branner's having a feasting session, yeah, because it's the World Cup. We got scouts in Qatar looking at all these players. We're looking at is it the guy from Ghana, is it? I can't remember his name. We're looking at a player, very, very talented baller, yeah. Joey Cole spoke very highly of him as well. Said he looks a real player, looks real deal. We've got scouts looking at him apparently, and then we've got what's his name, Benacour, whatever, from Serie A, another Serie A player. Kudus, that's it, Kudus. He looks quality, mate. You know, he is Ghanaian. I was right. Listen, let's get Bison on the phone to him, our great Essien, and get him to come, bruv, because he looks a baller and he's young and I like him. So let's see what happens with that. You know, we might go out and get him. Why not? Benacer from Milan. Yeah, I'm not sure about him. I don't know much about him. But is it a player that Potter wants or is it a player that Bowley and Clearlake want? I have to see throughout this transfer window, for the next couple of transfer windows, on the players we sign, how can we distinguish that they're Potter signings? How are we going to know? And I've always said it. I don't think we're going to sign Ronaldo. Yeah, I don't want Ronaldo. Absolutely not. I wouldn't touch him with barge pole. But if Chelsea go and buy Cristiano Ronaldo, for me, that cements that Potter is a yes man. That's the way I'm going to look at it. I'm not going to see it any other way. But I don't think he will come. One of my mates mentioned he's had his cars shipped to Sporting Lisbon. He's got 20 or 22 cars that have been shipped there for valeting. Why is he sending them to Lisbon, bruv? He might be going to Sporting Lisbon for all we know. But who knows? We're not interested in Ronaldo. I'm not. I don't want him at Chelsea Football Club. Not at all. I can see it as a temporary 1 year contract or whatever to try and win the Champions League with him. But I don't think we need someone like that. But we're bringing in Christopher Vivell. We've got our director of footballs. We've got all the right players in the game behind the scenes coming in now, and they are there to pull the strings to identify the right talent, the right profile players, to get a mix of data analytics and the eye test and trust the system and bring these players in and try and bring them in to build for the future while clearing out our squad at the minute. And it's clear we need an overhaul. It's clear we've got players from 5 previous managers of our football club that we need to just filter out, and it takes time. It's a transitional period of maybe 2-3 windows to do that. We've got Jorginho with a contract renewal situation. We've got Kante with a contract renewal situation. I think Cover as well falls into that bracket. We've got Thiago Silva in that bracket. Aubameyang, what's going to happen with that? So let's have it right. We need to address these situations. We need to decide, are we keeping them or are we moving them on? And if we're moving them on where you can make money. Don't just send them on frees. Now, I'm going to speak on N'Golo Kante because today the news came out that N'Golo Kante wants to stay at Chelsea because he's proper Chelsea, brother. He loves our club and he's a goat at our club, yeah. World-class player. No one like N'Golo Kante in world football. There still ain't. I'm watching the World Cup. There ain't no one like N'Golo Kante. Not one player. I think if France have N'Golo Kante, they are absolute strong favourites to win, even without Pogba. I think Kante is that player, but they don't, and that's why I don't think France will win the World Cup. But N'Golo Kante he's had surgery. Has he had it? I think he's had it. He must have had it. So he's on the mend. This player, we have to assess this player. It's too early. It's too premature to start talking about whether we're going to sign him or not sign him. This is where I get pissed off the brown envelopes, because I get it. They're there to push for the agents of Kante to get a good deal for him, to try and find out whether they're going to sign or not sign, or whether they're going to offer him something. But you can only get a sample from when he comes back. And once he comes back, we'll be able to see, does he look like he's back and he's ready to kick on for another couple of years, 3 years, to justify giving him a bumper contract? Or is it a time to say, no, let him go on free? I wouldn't let him go on free. I think it's criminal. I think it's absolutely criminal to let a player of that caliber go on free to fucking Barcelona or Real Madrid or PSG. You know, they're getting a great player who's on the mend, who's had surgery. He's not going to get these reoccurring hamstring injuries because he's had the surgery. I keep him. I keep him over all of my midfielders. N'Golo Kante is the one player that I keep. Yeah, I have to do it. So we're going to talk about. Someone brought up Enzo Fernandez. He looks a lovely player. He looks a good player. But everyone can look good in the World Cup. World Cup international football is a different level. It's a different style of play, different mentality. It's tough. I don't know, mate. I'm not so sure, mate. I'm not so sure. So if we buy him, we buy him. I just don't know whether we're buying players for Potter or if we're buying them just because the board wants to buy them. They want to buy high potential signings. Do you know what I mean? That's it for me. You know, proof's in the pudding. Let's see what happens. So let's delve into Ziyech, Pulisic, yeah? Now, everyone was raving about Ziyech and Pulisic. Everyone's blowing a trumpet at them two, yeah? Oh, wow, we play Mason Mount instead of these two. Oh, these two are the greatest things in sliced bread. Why don't they perform like this for Chelsea? I'll tell you why they don't perform like that for Chelsea. A, because they don't want to be at Chelsea, all right? They both want to leave Chelsea. Pulisic has come out basically saying he's not going to sign an extension at Chelsea. So that tells you everything you need to know. He tried to leave it in the summer window. He wasn't allowed to leave, yeah, because he even asked to sign a contract extensions just so he could go on loan. Now there's talk of Brown Abbott saying if he's going to go in January, we're going to sell him, and if we're not going to loan him. Ziyech wants to leave, and there's talk of him leaving in January probably. But let's have it right. Look at the teams they're playing in. Look at the level of players they're playing with. And look at the systems that are built around them. That's why you see them play. And this is the problem at Chelsea. We have too many players that we've just handpicked, pick and mix, bruv. And they're system players. They're not versatile, mate. You know? Ziyech ain't versatile. He can only really play in a back four. He's not a back three player. Pulisic is a number 10. He's not a winger. So that's your problem. They're never going to make it at Chelsea. Those two players are just not, they're not that level. They're bench warmers for me. They're not them players that you can rely on consistently. They're just not it. And that's the problem. The sooner Pulisic leaves, all the soccer merchants can fuck off out of Chelsea and stop giving it all to big un, because that drives me nuts more than anything. Pulisic, I said, prove it. Prove yourself. Because right now you're in your fourth season, and I'm not seeing anything. Oh, he doesn't play. But what's his attitude? Do you think, right? Let's be real about it, yeah? And let's have it right. Do you think if Pulisic had that injury in the last game, he's rushing back to play for Chelsea like he did for the USA? No chance. No chance. It's not that mentality. There's not that love for Chelsea. You ain't got that love for Chelsea, mate. I'm sorry. Neither is Ziyech. Ziyech fell out with his previous manager at Morocco and he got chucked out of the squad. Only because that manager got sacked, he got brought back in. So you have to look at these things and understand that there's history with these players and how they act with managers, squads, situations, their whole PR around them. This is my issue with Pulisic. I'd get rid of them both. I'm done with it. They've had enough time at Chelsea and they ain't delivered. They've not delivered. You've had one purple patch with Pulisic and a few moments, and that's it. Everything else, not good enough. He wasn't trusted by Tuchel. Tuchel wanted to get rid of him. The board didn't want to get rid of him. The only reason Pulisic stayed was because the board wanted him to stay. Tuchel got pissed off. Another reason, one of the reasons Tuchel got sacked and left, because he didn't want that player. So it is what it is, bruv. It is what it is. I'm done with it. I'm done with that. And this is the thing. People have got very short-term memories, bruv. Very short-term memories when it comes to Pulisic and Ziyech. That all of a sudden, yeah, they're good enough to start for Chelsea. Well, where have they been for the 4 seasons good enough to start for Chelsea? They've had their opportunities. Most of the time, Pulisic's been made out of biscuits anyway, so he misses it for injury. And when he's fit, he doesn't have the consistency, bruv. He just doesn't have it. And they're not Chelsea level. They're just not Chelsea level. Prove me wrong, innit? Prove me wrong. But I think those two players are leaving Chelsea Football Club. Whether it's in January or next year, I think they're gone. And I think the fact that Pulisic doesn't want to sign an extension tells you everything you need to know. He doesn't want to be tied down. He wants to have that option to leave and go somewhere else and get minutes and have a team built around him. You know, you're not going to build around Pulisic, mate. It's not going to happen. America built around him. And where did they get today? Yeah, booted out. He had that chance. Let's have it right. If that was Mason Mount that had that chance that Pulisic had for Chelsea, yeah, or England, all right, he'd be getting absolutely fucking hammered. But Pulisic, oh yeah, forget about it. Do you know what I mean? It's all narratives that fit the agendas. You know, fits the agenda. So it is what it is, bruv. For me, I'm selling them both. An interesting one, guys. Ben White, is he going to play for Arsenal when they go back? That's the first one. I don't know about that one. Jesus injured. It was inevitable that he was going to be injured. How long has he been injured for? Interesting one, guys. Very interesting. How are they going to cope with 2 of their best performing players out of their team come the new season? This is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of swings and roundabouts in this Premier League. I think Chelsea, everyone's writing us off. I know we got Manchester City twice in a week. Thursday, is it? Evening and Sunday afternoon or whatever. Yeah. And everyone's oh, write it off. We've lost against City. No. Why should we write ourselves off? We've got every opportunity. Potter's training with the players. He's got time. It's like a pre-season for him. I know he's not got all our first teamers there. He's going to have Reece James come back. He's going to have our injured players come back. And he's going to be able to work with them. And this is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So this is my thing. Keep the same agenda, bruv, when it comes to the players that don't want to be at your football club. I see a lot of fans respecting them, loving them, propping them. But when it comes to like a Mason Mount, it's all agenda, bruv. So we have to be concerned about that. Let's talk about Kevin De Milner, bruv. De Bruyne, stinker after stinker. Piss poor performance in this World Cup for a generational player. Let's have it right. He's a fucking Pep system player. He has to have the complete team around him for him to ball out, and that's evident. You've had a golden generation at Belgium that he's played in, and they haven't done nothing. All right, granted they got a fraud of a manager in Martinez, but even still, mate, you got goats of players there. Eden Hazard, what a player, you know, and you don't win nothing with Belgium, and you're in that team. And you're in your prime, you're 30 odd years old. You should be balling out, lifting your team like Messi's lifting Argentina. Where is that? We talk about Kevin De Bruyne being this benchmark, but yet we'll slander Kai Havertz, who's a fucking baby, just hatched out of an egg, and Mason Mount hatched out of eggs that have got more trophies at the same age that Kevin De Bruyne was that you could ever dream of, you know. Kai Havertz did more in the World Cup, even though he went out with Germany, as did Kevin De Bruyne. He did more than Kevin De Bruyne did in this entire World Cup. You know, let's talk about Havertz, bruv. Let's talk about King Kai, the silky German. All right, Flick, you absolute wrong'un. It's criminal you dropped him. You should never have dropped Kai Havertz. No chance. You don't drop him in that game. And he proved why you don't drop him. You brought him on, he bossed it, he changed the game, scored 2 goals, could have even had a hat-trick, let's have it right, but you went for your merchant, you went for Gnabry and shit like that, you know, poor. Musiala, baller, but what's he done? Just, this is what I'm saying, they love this, all these little lovely flicks and tricks and little pretty play, but where's the execution? Where's the minerals at? Well, Kai Havertz won man of the match for 23 minutes of being on the pitch. 23 minutes he won man of the match. Yeah? Haters in the mud. I'm drinking all your tears, as always. So, Havertz is going to have a great season at Chelsea, second part of the season. He's going to be fired up. He's upset. He's hurt. He's going to have to digest that. He's going to land the minerals at Chelsea. I don't doubt him. I'll back him 100%. He's got all the support from me. I know he's going to do well. And he's a baller, mate. Everyone can see he's got talent. Look at the lovely, and he set up a couple of chances as well in that 20 minutes, bruv. Couple of chances, beautiful chances he set up. You know, no one wants to talk about it. They just want to mud him. They just want to disrespect him. Yeah, get out of my club and all this nonsense. You're a long way from Starbucks. That's what I say. You're a long, long way from Starbucks. But, you know, and Kevin De Bruyne, Kevin De Milner, let's give him time. Give him time, bruv. Give him time. Yeah. Give him time. How long? How much more longer shall we give Kevin De Bruyne? Poor. Just poor, mate. When it comes to the big stage where the world's watching you, poor, mate. Absolutely shocking, bruv. So let's have it right. It is what it is, bruv. It is what it is. And big up to Jody Morris as well. He landed minerals about Musiala. He says it wasn't us, it was him. He wanted to leave. We wanted him to stay, but he didn't want to stay, bruv. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is, but let's have it right. Kai Havertz will outdo Kevin De Bruyne's legacy, mate. He will do that. This whole facade of Kevin De Bruyne is a myth to me. This guy didn't start playing till he was like 26, 25 years old. 26, I'd say, more so. And then him and Pep fit like a glove, and he's fantastic. But put him in another system, putting him in another team, and it's like Phil Foden. It's the same shit. Like it's laughable. The PR for Phil Foden is fucking laughable. That he sat there in an interview going, "Oh, I love to play a 10. I'm more of a 10." But the geezer never plays a 10 for Manchester City. In fact, Pep, who's like the greatest manager right now on the planet, never plays Foden as a 10, yet he's like, I'm a 10, but I'll play on the wing because I can get more goals, right? That's why he doesn't play a 10 for England, mate, because he ain't got the other side of the game. He hasn't got it. He's not built for it. He's a toothpick. And then there's someone saying he's going to be better than Messi. Was that Pep that says he's going to be better than Messi? How fucking deluded is that? Messi we're talking about. You know, I have to question all this shit that goes out. It's just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And Foden, bruv, yeah, I'll be shocked if he starts tomorrow. I don't think he's going to start. And this is the thing. You want to play a 10, but you never play a 10 in the best team in the country. So, I don't know, work that one out. Work it out, guys. And everyone's like, Foden's got to play instead of Mount. Listen, Foden has to play with Minnals Mount. Grealish has to play with Minnals Mount. Saka has to play with Minnals Mount. All the players, Sterling have to play with Minnals Mount. Minnals Mount, the dark arts, off the ball, the intelligence, no one in the game has got it. Not one player has got it in that England squad. Not one player at Chelsea Football Club's got it. Not one player at Manchester City's got it, bruv. Yeah? That off the ball intelligence for your team in a number 10, and he's got the delivery, is elite, mate. Absolutely elite. But I don't listen. If you start Foden, for me, Foden either starts over Sterling or Saka. He ain't starting over Mason Mount. So at the end of the day, you're gonna. For me, I think you're going Kane, Sterling, and Saka, and Mason Mount. That's what I would go with. Maybe Rashford. I think Rashford deserves a call up, but let's have it right. Rashford, mate, he's hot and cold, hit and miss. We know that about Rashford. I know he scored goals, but we have to think of the opposition we were playing as well. And we dominated them. But I always think when you play players like that and then they have a stinker in the next game, you think, no, it's the wrong lineup. No, you've rested your players, Saka, you've rested Sterling. These are the players that you stick with. And Harry Kane hopefully gets his knockout goal, bruv. And we should go and beat Senegal. Let's have it right. We should be favourites to beat Senegal. I'd go Declan Rice and Bellingham. I'd bring on Henderson later on in the game. And I play a back four, you know. But all this prop for Foden, mate, by the media is laughable. It's absolutely laughable. But let's have it right. The real ones in the game, the real ones that know about football, they know about Minnals Mount. We've got some lovely articles that have come out about Mason Mount and what he does and how good he is and why he's so good. Even Declan Rice came out and spoke about him. I'll bring that up, actually. Let's bring it up. Big up to everyone in here. Make sure you smash the like button as well. Everyone hit the like button while you're in here. And let me get it up. Let me get it up. Where is it? All right, let's go with this one first. Smash the piece of the like button, guys. All right, let's bring this one up first. So this was Pep Guardiola, yeah. And I think him saying about Foden being better than Messi's, I think that's taken out of context personally, because I don't think you can say that. Guardiola is expecting both Foden and Mount to have a big impact on the England team in years to come. The way you play in England is a bit different to Spain, Guardiola said, but now young players at Chelsea, Mount, for example, are quite similar, one-on-one, creating more spaces. England have incredible generation for the young players. The next decade, England has incredible players, and it's good for the country. He knows about the Minnals Mount. And this is the thing with Pep. Like, you have to take note to a degree. You have to take note. Let's talk about Mount for England. No player has created more chances for England since his debut in 2019. 34 games, 42 chances. Harry Kane, 38, 37. Trippier, 23, 33. Grealish, 26, 32. Raheem Sterling, 30, 30. So, Middles Mount, irrespective, is always at the top, mate. He's always at the top. This is why he plays. He's trusted, bruv. He's absolutely trusted. So let me just run through most receptions between midfield and defensive line. You see, this is what I'm talking about when you talk about the dark arts off the ball, yeah, and you get into the positions to receive the ball. He's in the position to receive the ball, but most of the time they don't make those passes to him, and this is what affects your attack, and then you have a problem, mate. It slows down, and we have this at Chelsea where the transitions are too slow. But let's get Declan Rice in here. Where is he? I think it's on here, bookmarks, isn't it? Here we go. Let's play this.
About Mason Mount. If you look at social media, you can get fooled into thinking that he's not a good player. You know him better than probably most footballers in the world. So what are people missing with him?
Look, I don't need to talk too much about Mace. I think he probably just doesn't fit me speaking honestly, he doesn't fit the agenda of what people want an attacking midfielder to look like this day and age. You know, he's one of the best players I've played with. I'm not saying that because he's my best mate, but if you see the way he helps the team, I think that's why Gareth's so keen on him and picks him all the time. Not only with the ball, his quality, which he shows in abundance for England and Chelsea. The way he is off the ball, you don't see many number 10s who have that together. And I think he's just such a team player, such a hard-working, honest guy. And sometimes, you know, fans, people online, social media, you know, they just don't like him. For what reason, I don't honestly know. But look, his numbers for Chelsea are incredible. He's obviously won the Champions League, won the Super Cup at such a young age. And for the rest of his career, he can go on and be whatever he wants to be. And I know he doesn't let that noise get to him. So, look, let Mace go and do his thing. You know, when he's doing that, you know, it makes me happy seeing, you know, my good friend, you know, go and perform at the best level.
Let's have it right. So Declan Rice there, land in the minerals, guys. Land in the minerals, guys, yeah. What a legend. Talking about his best mate, but also talking football reasons. Now, there are not any number 10s in world football that can do what Minerals Mount does. When I tell you this kid's a generational talent and that he's got the minerals, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about a player who can do two sides of the game as a number 10. He's the highest chance creator for Chelsea. He's defensively unreal. His dark arts off the ball work is immense. He sacrificed himself for the team. Him playing at 8-10 will sacrifice his numbers in essence of goals and assists, I think, until the balance is right in the team. But what he does and the way he plays, he gets in between the lines, which frees up his all the attacking players. So your Sakas, your Fodens, your Grealishes, Sterlings and Kanes have got that license to express themselves, yeah? Let's have it right. This is what Mason Mount gives you in the England side. This is what Foden can't give you. Foden hasn't got, in my opinion, that game intelligence. He's fantastic in Pep's system, but when you talk about a player of versatility, a player that's got immense ball IQ, rapid, the hardest trainer, Chelsea and England. You've heard about Sterling talking about it's the best ever train session I've ever seen from any player that I've ever trained with. Yeah, let's have it right. Then you have to understand there's a reason why this player gets picked. And this is the difference. It's the difference between the wrong uns that don't get Mason Mount. And at the end of the day, if they don't get him now, after everything he's already done, they never will, bruv. They never will. So I love that from Declan Rice. He's backing his boy, and we love that. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, he's also saying it as it is, guys. So let's move on here. We've got Mason Mount rejecting a new contract worth more than 200,000 a week before flying out to the World Cup has been described to me as bullshit by multiple sources. Now, what did I tell everyone? What did I tell you? You can go and click me on my last stream. I told you that this was a little ploy by Chelsea Football Club. They used brown envelopes, the Daily Mail specifically, and it was a Daily Mail. It was a Daily Mail. Let me get it. Where is it, bruv? Here it is. Matt Hughes from the Daily Mail. Matt Hughes from the Daily Mail was the one to push out this bullshit narrative to turn the fans against Mason Mount, all the haters to hate him even more, call out with platforms saying that he's holding us to ransom and all this nonsense, all load bollocks. Because I told you lot, he's at the World Cup. He's not looking at his contract now. He'll discuss it after World Cup. Rejecting it before the World Cup, we were told 150 grand a week was rejected, which is what Seoul was on, a lone player who's shit. But we're told now 200,000 a week. So we know that's bullshit. We know the brown envelopes. You have to be very careful with these lot, especially with the Mail Online Sport, the Daily Mail, and Matt Hughes. Let's expose the fraud that he is. Let's bring him up here. There he is. Let's look at the mug shot. There he is, the brown envelope, lying about Mason Mount's contract. You absolute brown envelope, and you deserve to be in the mud, and that's exactly where you are, my son. So, yeah, let's have it right. You know what I mean? I can't stand shit like that. But I called it out, and I'm glad I did call it out, and I've been proved right once again. Now, let's just quickly run on to Kai Havertz here. 24 starts for Germany, 23 goals and assists. Kai Havertz record for Germany. Yeah, that fucking absolute Bundesliga merchant. Flick, who everyone wants at Chelsea, who bottled it, didn't play a guy with this record at Germany. He's just criminal, mate. Absolute criminal. Fucking criminal. So let's go to Stuart Pearce now. I love this from Stuart Pearce. Let's land it, bruv. We love a bit of this. And he's talking facts, mate. Let's go. Let's land this, guys.
Is he going to play Mason Mount? He's the most natural number 10 we've got, I think. Both out of possession, he works tirelessly. He's one of those individuals that goes under the radar. I think England fans like saying, what's Mount doing in the team? Because he's not as silky as the boys on the wide areas.
Well, he's very silky, Stuart. I have to disagree there, mate, but carry on.
But I think he's got a really good purpose in the team. So the call for me with Gareth next time out, is it Henderson and leadership? Is it Mason Mount, natural number 10? And I would drop...
Can we just rephrase that? Mason Mount, natural number 10. Let's have it right. Drink in the minerals, everyone. Drink in the minerals.
Bellingham out of that number 10 slot and let him be more of a number 8, if you like. Someone who can fill in and play alongside Deck to give us a defensive shield, or someone that can arrive in the box.
Love that. Love that. It's what we do, guys. We bring up the real stuff here. So, let's go to the profile here. Hold on. Just to remind all the soccer merchants, it's not called soccer, guys. It's not called soccer, This is a good one. Let's hit. I don't know if I'm going to play that. I don't know if I've got like the rights to play that, But anyway, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. We all know about it, We all know about it. And he is a natural number 10 that gives you both sides of the game. The creativity, the Johan Cruyff minerals off the ball, the speed of thought. He's got the Scholesy in him. He's got everything in him. Let's remind everyone. We've got Roy Keane compares Chelsea midfielder Mason Mount to Paul Scholes. Let's have it right. And we have to acknowledge it, guys. We have to acknowledge it. These are the things, guys, that people misunderstand about Mason Mount at Chelsea and for England as well. But he's so important to this team, and that's why he's called the glue of the team. He's so important to this team. And for England, if they've got any chance of winning the World Cup, it's with Mason Mount. And I'll tell you this now. if I see this, you better fucking run. You better hide. You better hide. Yeah? Because I will be drinking your tears, bruv. I'll be drinking all those tears. The thing is, they'll never say it's agenda. They say, oh, we're allowed to criticize. We're allowed to criticize, yeah. But it's not. It's narrative. It's agenda. It's criticism. They don't believe he's worth the money that he should be getting. Like, it's the same old story. But on my platform, yeah, that's all nonsense. That's what we call the bangers and mash waffle. Yeah, no gravy, dry as you like. You'll be choking on it when you eat it. Yeah, I like my gravy. I like my onions there. I like my flavour. I like the sauce. Do you know what I mean? And you eat it and it goes down a treat. That's the minerals there. These lot, dry as you like, bangers and mash waffle, pies and mash, literally. So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Hit the like button while you're there. Smash the like button. Yeah, you got to smash the like button, guys. And the classic is, oh, I can change my opinion. I'm going to shit on everyone, but then I'll change it because I just want to change it. No, it doesn't work like that. You see, we back them through thick and thin. The only two players, and I said it all summer, and I said it from the start of this season, Ziyech and Pulisic are the only two players that don't really have my love and backing and respect. And until they earn that from me and deliver, they ain't going to get it. Everyone else, I'm backing them, whether you're going to be at our club or not. Yeah? Aubameyang, for this, I can't do it, bruv. I can't do it. Where is it? Here it is. For this, I can't back him like that, man. I can't. Fucking irritates me. Grates on me. Cannot stand it. The fact that he like that, that don't sit right with me. I don't like it one bit. He's not what we need. He's a mercenary, and I think he needs to go. So again, a panic buy to bite us in the arse. That's the way I look at it. But I forgot. Let's land the minerals now. I'm very excited about this one. This one's quality. So let's land it. Let's bring it up. Because I love this. This is the irony of this is just epic. Well, let me get it up, guys. Here we go. All right. I don't know if anyone's seen it on my Twitter, but I'm going to play it to you guys on here. Let's play this now. Now, we've got that fraud Geordie Shaw, yeah, the steroid merchant, yeah. For the love of God, I do not understand how he's still got a platform after everything that happened. It's disgusting, but it is what it is. I don't know if Tory Jennings is back on there and all these guys, but it doesn't look like it. He's the only one on there. And you've got Dyer here, Kieran Dyer, landing the minerals on the platform, on this platform that started and pushed the narrative of our Chelsea on decline under Tuchel. Tuchel's got to deliver. He's out of his depth. He's losing the dressing room. The agenda was started from these guys. So let's listen to what Dyer says here.
They kind of, and I'm so happy that Potter got his chance. So happy that he got his chance because he deserved it. But then I'm thinking, you do not sack Tuchel for Graham Potter. That's just my opinion. I've spoke to people who have had Tuchel as a coach and they've had Potter as a coach. Obviously, I'm not going to name them. And they're just like, it's just like, you cannot compare the two.
In what way?
Just knowledge of the game, tactics, just the way they are.
Everyone knew this, right? Everyone knew this. Everyone can tell you, yeah? When you look at... Now, I'm backing Potter all the way. He's got my full support. There's no denying that. But let's be real and let's say it how it is, yeah? Tuchel is the more elite manager. He's one of the most elite gaffers in the game right now. He's a gaffer that's achieved so much at Chelsea in such a short space of time without his own blueprint and identity. all right? And he's always guaranteed the top 4. He's always won us the trophies, yeah, in a short space of time. But there's no denying that the list of clubs that are after Tuchel, even while we were sanctioned, we had Barcelona, Real Madrid, a lot of big clubs, Bayern Munich, all asking for Tuchel's services. And he denied every single one of them. He rejected them all. Even Manchester United was one on that list because he loved Chelsea and wanted to stay at Chelsea. We go and sack this manager for a manager who's a mid-table manager with just a great blueprint, but hasn't won anything, hasn't managed at the elite level, is a massive jump. And you have to respect that. It's no disrespect to Potter, it's the facts. These are the facts. So what he's saying is to sack an elite manager like Tuchel for Potter, who's a great manager, top manager with potential, but he's not the finished article. Tuchel is the finished article gaffer. And Bowley should have built with Tuchel. But Bowley and Clearlake had different ideas. They didn't get on with Tuchel, and Tuchel likewise. And that's what's happened. But sometimes you have to make things work. You have to understand. You have to give it time. And you have to bite the bullet. But they cleared out everything and gutted out everything Roman Abramovich related. And that's the reason for me Tuchel went out the door. But he's saying it on this platform with this guy laughing, this Geordie fella laughing with him, knowing that they set up the narrative from all the top tier media platforms to push it in that period when we were struggling a little bit and there was a lot of player power going on and a lot of down tooling by players, yeah, that didn't want to be at a football club at Tuchel. And these lot were adding the weight and pressure on Thomas Tuchel when he hadn't even had the chance to have one transfer window to even build upon what we got and get us into that transitional period. He knows out of anyone. He knows more than Potter, right, with this squad in a short space of time, what he can and can't do. Potter made 52 changes in 14 games because he doesn't know what to do with these players and with these injuries. Tuchel did. And that's the difference between an elite gaffer and just a top gaffer. And I'm not saying Potter can't be an elite gaffer. I think he can be an elite gaffer. And he needs time and backing. But you're already at a point where these platforms, the Rory Jennings, Kickoffs, Talk Sports, Sky Sports, all the brown envelopes, were pushing the narrative of they don't want Tuchel to manage Chelsea, to build a dynasty under Chelsea, because if they do that, Chelsea will be like Manchester City, Pep Guardiola. It's as simple as that. We would dominate. But now we've taken a back step with Potter in a worse condition with a year older squad. And it's a big task for Potter. And that's why everyone's like, oh, he's out of his depth. Oh, he's drowning. It's not his fault, but this is the board's fault for putting Potter in this situation and not maybe having Tuchel for 1 year, see how it goes, with the view of having Potter come in maybe after. This is where I disagree with the board. Do you know what I mean? And how they've done it. And that's how I'm going to say it. This is generally what I think.
I'll ask it after the pod. I won't drop you in it.
So
when
and I also know people who've had Tuchel and then they've had other top managers and they go, trust me, Tuchel is fucking incredible.
But he lost his way at Chelsea. Is there do you think that the players down tools and let him?
He didn't lose his way. It's tosspots like this that created the narrative to push the media and pressure on Tuchel. It's all negative. I remember it clearly. My streams called all these frauds out, and now he's sitting there with his hands like that, like he's butter wouldn't melt. And it's like we're talking about Tuchel now. And maybe they are trying to shit on Potter. Maybe they're trying to build an agenda against Potter, which I'm pissed off with as well. But at the same time, they are walking contradictions, these people. And this is why they're bullshit platforms with big followings and people buying this garbage. And it's just sickening, mate.
Let him down.
But do you think that could be also the Americans are coming in and have started splashing the cash on 60 million for fullbacks from fucking Brighton. And he's going, you don't know. It just seemed to me a bit like
Yeah, well, Tuchel did look at him and go, you don't know what you're doing. It's clear as day they didn't know what they're doing. They don't have a director of football. They don't have the right personnel in place to make these big signings correctly. And that was the issue. And they were relying on Thomas Tuchel to be the main focus, to be director of football. And it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And these tosspots on these platforms, not Dyer, but all the kickoffs, all these guys, like I say, we're feeding into this narrative. Oh, yeah, he's lost the dressing room. Oh, yeah, he's struggling. He was on a decline. He wasn't doing well. Bollocks. We just started our season. We literally just started our season. We were 4 games into the season. They were digging at Tuchel like it was relentless, because what the ball did was they created a divide between the fan base and Tuchel, because at that moment, everyone was behind Thomas Tuchel, backing Thomas Tuchel. And this is why I despise these fucking platforms that are out, and all these other Chelsea platforms, that they feed into this bollocks, like they're feeding into the Mount agendas, the Kai Havertz agendas about anything. They feed into it like spawns, bruv. And in their brown envelope wannabes. And it's sad, mate. And this is, I won't tolerate it. I hate it. All right, but it needs to be spoken about. You got that tosspot Rory Jennings breaking Tuchel out videos. Yeah, that's what he's doing, bruv. He's doing Tuchel out videos. Everyone saw the Tuchel out videos. We all know about Rory Jennings, bruv. We've seen it all there. And this guy's on this kickoff platform as well. So, like, where do people draw the line on listening to this nonsense and waking up? You got to wake up. And it's not going to be long, guys, before we've got fucking everyone avalanching and throwing shit at Graham Potter, which they already started doing, you know, when the guys even had a chance, bruv. It's like, you got to get the guys in charge. The gaffer's in charge now. Graham Potter's in charge. I never wanted any other manager except Tuchel, all right? But it is what it is, and I'm backing Potter. But watch these platforms. I guarantee it. Watch these platforms come at Potter, and it will come, and they will build the pressure, and it's going to build pressure. And is it going to come from Bowley and the camp to try and force a way out, so they've got an excuse to sack him because they know it's not working? So it looks like, yeah, he's lost the dressing room and this and that. That's the agenda they're going to try and pull, that he's going to lose the dressing room. You know? They all need to, they're all in the woods, guys. Everyone's in the woods. And in the woods, there's a cemetery. Yeah? There's a cemetery in there. And all these Muppets are in there. Yeah? And they can't get out. And this is the problem. You know, you got guys like Kieran Dyer, like, does anyone really care about what Kieran Dyer says? But he's coming on here and he's speaking truth. He's speaking truth about Tuchel. Let's move it on.
Like the Scott Parker.
Did you get an explanation from your source of why Chelsea lost their way under Tuchel then? Because it doesn't make sense if you're saying that Tuchel is...
You got to remember, this is the same Chelsea that I watched the game against Tottenham when he went crazy after the game with the handshake, but they absolutely pummeled Tottenham. I know you can say, well, that's Tottenham are getting pummeled by most teams of the big boys, but...
No, he's right. We absolutely annihilated Spurs and we got robbed by Fraud Taylor and Mike Dean. Let's have it right. And the FA took Dean off VAR, funny enough. They should have blocked Taylor from ever refereeing our games again, which it looks like that way. But we absolutely run them ragged. We dominated them. They shouldn't even have had a sniff in that game. That should have been 3 points. And then we lost N'Golo Kante and we lost Kovacic. And you lose key components in your midfield. And Tuchel has to try and find a way because he's the best problem-solving manager. Potter isn't a problem-solving manager, guys. He's a manager with a philosophy and an idea, and he has to only play that way. Tuchel has other aspects to his game of an elite nature, yeah, elite minerals, where you can build for the future, There's nothing wrong with building for the future, but you also have to think about the now as well, guys. You can't let the now decline and plummet into the center of the fucking realm of the earth. You're never going to have those players believe in your project if that's the case. You've got to have a balance between the now and the future. And this is where I think Potter is struggling a little bit because he needs to do it quickly because the demand at Chelsea is not the same demand level at Brighton. And that's the problem for Potter. And he needs to dig out his minerals to find a way to get that balance. And I'm not going to doubt that he can't do it. I think he can do it. But this World Cup's saving grace for him to do that. If he didn't have this World Cup, it could have been bad, guys. We could be losing game after game, for fuck's sake. And then where do you draw the line? When you're 15th, 16th and go, it's not going to work, and all the players are not buying into you. This is the scary thing, is because if you don't have all the players on your side, as Tuchel didn't have Lukaku, the cement-booted rat who fucked up our team spirit, and you got Ziyech and Pulisic and players like that affecting the dressing rooms and making noise and that, yeah, you can't, just one of them is bad enough. When you got 3, 2, 3 building up, it spreads, bruv. It's like a cancer. And to a dressing room is very, very fragile and delicate, and anything can change at any point. And when you've got too many egos in there or too many unhappy players, this is the problem. That's where Frank Lampard, the GOAT himself, lost dressing room with Rudiger's, and Jorginho's been benched and all these players been benched, bruv. You know, Alonso's and all that, these senior players, you have to have them on your side, and you have to try and get them to trust in you. And I think that's where Potter might be struggling a little bit. But I'm going to keep going on, bruv. Let's go.
They just said Tuchel was on a different planet. And my thing with Potter is, I think Chelsea having problems is he's always changing the team. It's like he's trying to keep all these superstars happy. All of them. We've got to keep. It's just like, it's impossible to name the 11. Mm-hmm. I can name you Newcastle's 11 basically every week. I can name Man City's 11 for the big game. Mm-hmm. Chelsea's, I haven't got a clue. He's playing Sterling wing-back. He's playing, 1 minute he's playing Aubameyang, then Aubameyang's on the bench for the next 2 games. Then he's playing this full-back. Then he's playing. So, listen, I was so happy he got his chance, but I always worried that when you've got that world-class players and then they're not really buying into your beliefs, do they just go, yeah, good one?
Well, you made the point.
This is the problem. This is what I'm saying. If they're not buying into it, and it's senior players not buying into it, it's a problem. And you got to stop player pleasing. He's got to. If I'm Potter, I say this is the way I play. Irrespective, we play like this to the death, and we make it work. And you use the best players at your disposal to do that, who are equipped to do it. And the others that ain't, don't play. It's as simple as that. And if they want to play, they've got to adapt to his way of playing. But you've also got to take into consideration the dysfunctional side of our team, the deficiencies of this team, the unbalance in this team, the injuries, and all these issues play a role as well in that. So it restricts you. It restricted Tuchel. Listen, Tuchel was a gaffer, always wanted to play a back 4-4-2-2-2-2. Yeah, that's what he wanted to play. A back 4 is what he plays. Attacking, he can't do it at Chelsea. He knows he ain't got the players to do it at Chelsea. So he played the back 3 system with the wing backs. This is the problem. But the going rate, the minerals I'm landing here is, it's platforms like that put out messages. And they've been putting constant messages. Everything's a campaign against Chelsea. Everything's fed into a campaign against Chelsea. All these media platforms. Look at the campaign for Foden compared to Mason Mount. It's fucking chalk and cheese, bruv. So we have to buy into this and understand this and respect it. It is what it is. But let's not fall for this nonsense. You know, I heard we saw, well, I mudded, what's his name? Jennings. He's going, what's Potter doing? He doesn't know what he's doing. Well, you're the geezer that wanted to sack Thomas Tuchel to bring in Potter. And now you got Potter, you're going, what's he doing? You see, it will be they'll turn, guys. I'm telling you, these lot will turn. They will turn the same ones again, and they do it for the clicks. They do it for the interactions. They do it for the going narrative. And like everyone, if you look across all the platforms, we lack creativity. But Football tells you, an understanding of football tells you that if your balance in your midfield ain't right, your creative players can't blossom, bruv. They can't express themselves as much, as consistently, as frequently as they want to, because you ain't got the balance, you ain't got the minerals, the chemistry in the midfield. You look at our previous midfields, Mikel's, Bison's, Lampard, all different attributes, all three different types of midfielders that offer you different roles, different attributes, different skill set. We don't have that at Chelsea. It's too restricted. You know, we know we can go for our players. Georgie, very good at what he does, but he's terrible in the transition. He's not quick enough. He's terrible in the recoveries. He gets caught out too many times. Kovacic can't have to work extra hard to work with Jorginho. Kovacic, fantastic ball progressor, fantastic dribbler, press resistant, but he ain't got an assist. He ain't got a shot on him. Right? Then you've got Kante, good, really strong ball carrier, the best at winning the ball back, quick at releasing, but he's not a goal scoring midfielder. Yeah, none of those fit a Lampard criteria that play in that position. None of them. None of them really fit a Makelele or a Mikel. You know, and it's like you need these players, these balanced players. That's what I'm saying. Frankie de Jong, Declan Rice, Mason Mount, Kovacic, even Gallagher in there. That's a lovely midfield there. That is a proper midfield. You know what I mean? That's got all the minerals in that midfield that we need, all the quality. And this is what it's all about. All the Tuchel outers, they're all in the mud, all right? But at the same time, Potter's got every opportunity. His destiny's in his own hands. Only he can change this. Only he can be supported by the board. Do we know the board are buying players that he wants? You know, you can't just go and ransack Brighton. It doesn't work like that. But if you want to buy some key players that know your system, you know, we've got Cucurella, knows his system, knows the way he wants to play, but one's not enough. Maybe need a couple. This is what we need to focus on, guys. This is what we need to focus on. But big up to all you guys in here. Listen, like and subscribe and all that jazz. There's over 100 and whatever 20 people in there. Like and subscribe. Big up to Trevor in here, Adam, Johnny, CFC Divan, Dino, Nathan's in here, bruv. Let's have it right. Throw him in the swamp. Let's have it right, bruv. Let's get him in the woods, mate. They're all in the woods, in the cemetery. Let's have it right. Every single one of them. But we have to move on from Tommy T, and that's the reality of it, bruv. That's the reality. If you're new in here and you never saw my streams in that period, just before Tuchel was sacked, go and watch them, mate. You see the amount of people that got exposed and called out, and you see the agendas all there to be seen. And the day we sacked Tuchel, I mean, I did 2 streams, but my first stream, I lost it, bruv. I literally lost it, lost the plot. But yeah, if you're missing content, go back and watch that, mate. You fucking hear it all, bruv. So let's talk about England tomorrow. If England win and France win, we play France. And then we're going to have to see, we'll probably get the Southgate tax kick in. Let's have it right. Southgate, I'm going to give him his props, yeah. We know he's not elite, but he's trying to do something good with England. He's got us to semi-final. He's got us to final. I get all that. But you didn't win it, and you bottled it. Where I give him his credit was the last game. He managed the squad well. He rotated he rested players at the right time. In the Euros, he didn't rest players like that in the group stages. And that's where we got caught out. He hasn't done that. He's rested players this time. And I like that. So let's see what team he's going to pick tomorrow. I'm buzzing for the game. I want to do a stream after the game, irrespective of the result. I want to do a stream on the game because I think this is. We expect to beat Senegal, but Senegal, let's have it right. They got Kuli there, they got Mendy there, playing well. Could be an interesting game. You know, don't write Senegal off. You know, if England don't turn up and Southgate tax hits, then this is where we question him, bruv. It's about game management, in-game management, tactics. Let's see. Trev says the only way we get CL next season is if we win it this season, potentially. And we could win the Champions League this season. Why can't we? Why can't we win the Champions League this season? There's a lot of talk about Mendy being sold and Kepa being sold, and I don't like all this stuff. They're trying to disturb our squad again, and I don't like it. Nothing's going to happen in January. So let's just ignore all that nonsense and let's just focus, because our season starts 27th. We play Bournemouth, so we have to see what happens, guys. We have to see what happens. But England, I expect Minerals Mount to play. Kane, Maguire, Declan Rice, Bellingham. I don't know if Rashford gets a shout. He played well. Does he get a shout over Saka? I think Sterling has to play. A lot of people coming on at Sterling, but Sterling for England, he's still got minerals. I love his mentality, and I think he's a system player, and he can get in those dangerous positions where he scores. And he's scored in this World Cup as well, so we can't disregard that. What was I going to say? But generally on this World Cup, guys, I think it's been a fantastic World Cup. Japan has shocked everyone. I think Croatia, I don't know how they're in it. Poland, I mean, making sure they don't get another booking. You know what I mean? And they go through. It's just shocking. Was it Poland? I think it was. And they've been shit. So I expect them to go out straight away. Lewandowski, fraud, mate. You know, when it comes to but he's playing for Poland. What do you expect? So I'm saying, all these players, right? You expect them to carry these teams. It doesn't work like that. You know, one player, world class or not, doesn't carry your team. Messi's trying to carry Argentina. I think it will come to a point where Argentina will fall off. Brazil, shout out to Thiago Silva, has been absolutely incredible. You know, they conceded 1 goal, or whatever. He's just unbelievable player. Probably one of the greatest Chelsea defenders, mate. I will say that. I wish we bought him 2-3 years younger. I really do. But what a player. Neymar, his foot's like a balloon. His ankle. Is he going to play the World Cup? You know, shocking. Will he? If they get to the final, he's going to play? I don't know. We don't know the extent of the injury, but what a time to get injured, mate. Could be your last World Cup. Ronaldo, you got Bruno Fernandes, and let's have it right. Ronaldo claiming that goal from Bruno Fernandes was criminal. He's typical Ronaldo, and I tweeted, he literally claimed Rashford's free kick for England. Yeah. Oh, I taught you how to score those free kicks, therefore it's my goal. Yeah, that's the typical mentality of Ronaldo, bruv. Yeah, they conceded a goal because Silva wasn't playing. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So we have to respect that. Silva is the GOAT, mate. Could be the difference in winning World Cup. If you're not conceding goals, you've got every opportunity. And they got Vinicius Jr. They got real quality up front. Jesus is not going to play now. There's Martinelli's getting a bit of a sniff in now. Neymar needs to come back. They've got a good chance, but will it be too late? Because Neymar is such a big player for them. He adds that Messi vibe, that Ronaldo vibe, that someone that has the difference to make something out of nothing and puts fear into the opposition. I think without Ronaldo, without Neymar, for too many knockout rounds, you might get away with it one. You know, you lost your last group stage without him. are you going to be able to last to get to the final? And it potentially could be an England-Brazil final, the way it works out, which would be unbelievable. And that'd be a great final. But let's see what happens, guys. Big up to Jack Corbett. If England don't win, I'd love to see Brazil because of Thiago Mineral Silva. Big up to Jack, my member. Big up to all my members. Yeah, it's true. I would love to see Thiago Silva win it. I would love to see it. But this World Cup's got a lot more going to happen. I think it's been a fantastic World Cup. A lot of surprises. We can go through very quickly. Let me just go through. Holland today, wonderful goal by the way, Memphis Depay. But Memphis Depay is one of those players, not a consistent player. They got away with it, and they took their chances. If Pulisic scores that first chance, I think it's a different game because they came with high intensity and pressure. But like I say, USA are toothless. They don't have the minerals up front. They do well to a certain point, but then it just all falls apart. And that's why they were never going to go far in the competition. Let me just get up. Just want to look at the tables. Wales got plummeted. Oh well, see you later, Wales. But they were shocking, mate. This whole World Cup has been shocking, absolutely shocking. Australia, you know how they got credit to them for qualifying, but crying out loud, madness. Spain looked good. I think Spain looked good, but where you can get Spain is Gavi and Pedri, very young, inexperienced. And I think if you outdo him in midfield, I don't think Spain will struggle to play their game. They're the ones you need to just sort of play around with, yeah? Make sure that they don't get that freedom to influence the game. Morata's a fraud. We know that. He's having a decent World Cup, but we know he's got weaknesses and he's not clinical. He's not as clinical as he's making himself out to be. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. Morocco, I think they'll fall off. Croatia as well. I don't think they're good enough. I think they got Modric, Kovacic, Gvardiol, quality ballers, world-class ballers, yeah. But it's about the whole team, and I don't think up front they're quite good enough. Switzerland, another one, and Korea. I think the ones we expect to go through are the Portugals, Brazils, Spain, France, Argentina, obviously, England, Holland. You know, you're starting to get a feelers now where it gets high pressure moments, high intensity, a lot on the line. You cannot make mistakes at this level. You make mistakes at this level, you're done. And big teams like Germany gone out. I mean, it's shocking, bruv. It's shocking. A world-class manager. You got top players in that team. I'd said it. If you play Muller instead of Kai Havertz, I expected all this. Muller's not the player that he was. He's just not that player. He's not got the legs to play that 10 anymore. And this is the problem. You're adamant. And when he took Muller off and he brought Kai Havertz on, look how Germany played. They were different animal. Different animal. Regardless of the opposition were beating them. And they came back, you know. So you have to question the gaffer there. Yeah. You have to question the gaffer, especially with Kai Havertz's record at Germany. Let's have it right. So, guys, big up to every single one of you. Let me know what likes I'm on. I should be on 150 likes, guys. I should be on 150 likes. Get me to the 150 likes. Japan and South Korea have so much energy. One of them could cause an upset and get to the semis, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think there are some upsets. I think there are some upsets in this World Cup. Again, 83, that's piss poor, guys. Get it up. Get it up. Get it up. Come on. Mr. B's building for the future, people. If you don't see the bigger picture and be reactionary, coming for our players' neck, you're not proper Chelsea Myers. Fair play, geezer. Fair play, clinical, clean guy. We got to support our players, but we don't. I like I say, I struggle to support the players that don't want to be at our football club. That's where I can't accept it. Why should I back you all the way if you don't want to be at our club? Defeats the whole object, doesn't it, guys? Get me to 100 likes minimum, guys. Fucking minimum. I should be on 200 likes, guys. Get me to those 200 likes. Hit that like button right now, guys. Smash the pieces the like button. Let's have it right. We've got to have the Minerals Mount lifting the World Cup. We have to have the Minerals Mount holding the World Cup. It's got to be done, guys. It's got to be done. Let's remind everyone of our ballers, guys. Kai Havertz, Kai Silky German Havertz, and Minerals Mount, Johan Minerals Mount. Look how decorated they are. Let's add the World Cup. Let's add the World Cup. Come on. Come on. Up the Chels, up Mills FC, up England. Let's go. We want to ball out, guys. We need it. We need it. Come on. Get me up to 100 likes, guys. Get me up to the 100 likes. At a minimum, guys. It's piss poor. Oh, where is it? Come on, guys. Let me know what I'm on now. New gadget, Albert. 92 likes. Come on, guys. Get it up, guys. Up the likes. Get the likes up. Hit me over 100, guys. We need to get the likes up. We need to push the Minerals FC out. Smash the likes. Smash the likes. Come on. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed. All that. 93. Come on, guys. Get it up, guys. We've got over 100 people in here. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Yeah. Land your Minerals, fuck's sake, the burner accounts as well. Come on, you burners, bruv. All you haters. Hit the like button. Come on. Hit the like button. Come on. So, while you hit the like, let me just check something. I remember something rattled me. Oh, this was quality, actually. Let me get this up. I love this. From the GOAT. Let me get this up. I got two things, man. This is killer. All right. First thing, yeah. Oh, man. Are you ready, you lot? Yeah. I better get likes for this. Get the likes up. All right. So this is the first one, yeah. Where is it, man? Let me get it up. All right, this is Lukaku. This is Lukaku pretty much training. He was training for Inter Milan, you know, at Chelsea. He was training to get back into Milan in the summer, and he's been training for the World Cup. This is Lukaku, guys. Let's have it right. He's, you know what's coming, bro.
Well, that's a double dip.
Oh shit, man. Oh mate, you just cannot go wrong with that shit, man. All right, here he is here. Oh, the cement boot is fraud, bruv. The cement boot is fraud, bruv. But this is what I wanted to show, guys. This was what I wanted to show. This is what I love here. All right, I absolutely love this. He says, I'm the proof that hard work beats talent. You have talent, great. Keep it, keep your talent. I don't care because I'm gonna work until I surpass you. I'm never going to give up. This is what you call a world-class striker, not the cement-booted fraud. This so-called Rom is back. He's our Didier Drogba. Let's not disrespect the GOAT, putting those two in the same sentence. It's disgusting. But let's have it right. What a quote. The player I think of straight away is Minerals Mount. When you say that, but he's got the talent anyway. We know he's got the talent. But this is a striker. This is a mentality that we want, that we need, that we've never replaced. We had Diego Costa, different type of striker, but Drogba was clutch as you like. Now we've got Kai Havertz, who is clutch like Didier. We know he's clutch like Didier. And he's not even a proper striker. He's more of a 10 for me. So we have to be excited, guys. We have to be excited. Big up to Barbar in here. And Nkunku, 50 GA last season, 11 goals in Europe. Yes. Listen, he looks a baller, guys. And Nkunku's got the minerals. We know that. But can he translate it to the Premier League? We need to help Nkunku. All right? We have to help Nkunku by building a midfield that's going to give us the balance to allow an Nkunku to ball out, bruv. Like we did for Didier Drogba. We had the balance in the midfield. We could ball out. So let's do that. And we got time. We got time. He's coming in January. Listen, I hope it is a full-on here we go. And we get Nkunku at Chelsea because he looks a baller, bruv. And I've watched a lot of him, but at the same time, if I look, I think he's got room for potential and growth, which he does. PSG wanted him, Tuchel admired him and wanted him, and we're buying a player. Does Potter even know about Nkunku properly, or are we just buying him because we wanted him before? So next summer, we will be signing this player. Hopefully, he recovers from the injury. Gutted he missed his World Cup. He's going to have plenty of World Cups to play, and he might be that player, guys, that we've been missing for all this time. That striker, that ability to go left and right, pace, trickery, eye for a goal, confident. You know, it fits all the boxes. All the boxes are ticked with him. So let's hope that he's not going to flop at Chelsea. Is what I'm saying. And we'll back him all the way. So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Big up to Barbar. Thank you for your super minerals and donating to the channel. Big up to everyone that's in here. What likes are we on while we're at it? We must have hit over 100 likes. Come on. Must have hit over 100 likes, guys. Yeah. Let me know. And I'm going to say this as well. All right. All of this Messi, Ronaldo, the greatest ever, is all well and good. It's all well and good, yeah. But for me, the greatest ever player to play the game has to be the phenomenal R9. Has to be. He, for me, is the best player ever. Ever. I've never seen a player like him in the world, ever. And I know you got your Johan Cruyffs, your Pelés, your Ronaldinhos, but for me, Ronaldo, the Ronaldo, irrespective of what he's won. I mean, he's won 2 World Cups, and he won the World Cup after his second ligament injury, career-ending injury. Let's have it right. Ronaldo, for me, there is no one better dribbler, strength, goals, assists, just baller. Technically incredible. Even Jose Mourinho, our GOAT, said he's the greatest player over Ronaldo's and Messi's and all that. Messi, for me, is a Barcelona player. Ronaldo's done it in all the leagues, most of the leagues. He's won the European Championship. Is Messi going to win a World Cup? But you got George Best in there as well, one unbelievable player. So, but for me, Ronaldo, the Ronaldo R9, for me is I watched him growing up, and I haven't seen anyone like him. I swear on my life, minerals landed. I ain't seen anyone of them sort of minerals. So for me, he's the best, and I think I have Minerals Mount just behind him. The rest they can all follow. But that is it for me, guys. That is it for me, 100%. I'm going to do an all-time 11, guys. Maybe we'll do it in between the end of the World Cup and start the season where we've not got a lot of content, or let me know. Maybe I'll do it. But right now we've got the World Cup. So I do want to do an all-time Chelsea all-time 11, and maybe we do a World 11, all-time World 11. And I'm up for that. I'll do 2 streams. We'll do one stream for both, whatever. It is what it is. But guys, let's have it right. Big up to every single one of you in here. Before you go hit the like button, let's get it out. Let's push the channel out and help the channel grow to where it deserves to be. And apologies for not streaming as much because I've just been inundated with work. I'll do a stream tomorrow after the game, so it'll probably be around just after 9ish, this similar time. So keep your eyes open for that. Hit your notifications on that. And at the end of this stream, I want you to write your comments down below and just land your minerals, guys. Land your minerals. Do you know what I mean? Land your minerals. So as always, guys, big up to every single one of you in here. Stay safe. Keep winning. Land your minerals everywhere you go. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Big up to all you guys. Up the Chels, up Minerals FC. Let's have it right. Let's go. Right, Pride of London. London is blue. Let's have it right. Up the Chels, up the Minerals FC. Let's go. Have it right, Minerals FC. You got the minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the minerals, TT.
Oi, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.